So I already filmed this video and I was just reviewing it just now and realized the lighting was super shitty. So here I am again. Super annoying, but actually kind of pertinent to today's topic. So this is a great topic to explore, especially right now as I'm struggling to figure out my take on all these topics, because I have come from a really long progression of religions and ways of thinking and philosophies and spiritual practices, and they've all kind of led me to this flavor of things. It's not quite any one thing. It's just kind of the Sophia version of all these different philosophies and ways of thought and spiritual concepts. So anyway, that's a really long way of saying you're going to get my version, my take on this specific topic today, which is, can you manifest a specific person back into your life after a breakup or something like that? And I'm going to give the quick and dirty answer first, which is yes, you can. And no, you can't. Okay, I'm sorry, that's super annoying. Okay, first, like I said, the quick and dirty version, and then the longer, more convoluted version, which I think needs to be discussed, because there's a lot of, I think, twisted ways of viewing what is this ultimately very spiritual concept, and there's this twisted way of discussing about it and these concepts surrounding it. And so anyway, let's break it down. Okay, so I've seen a lot of people, Reddit is just filled with people who are trying to figure out how to manifest a specific person back into your life. And I'm going to tell you right now why that is that very concept is flawed, and why the answer is probably no. Okay, but don't take it as like a no and like this like negative, like no, you can't have this person kind of a way. That's not at all what it means. Okay, and let me explain it. I think the saddest thing ever is to see people who spend their lives pining after and trying to make things work with someone, either after they have failed to live up to their needs or wants or expectations, they failed to come to the plate, or things are just not working out. Okay, and I think that the very issue that lies with trying to manifest someone back into your life, I hate that word. I wish there was something better we could use. And I ultimately, I don't want to, sorry, complete aside, I don't want to like brand myself as like some kind of like manifestation coach. I don't feel aligned with that either, but for the sake of this topic, let's use that word and let's continue with it. So if you're wanting to manifest someone back into your life, you're operating from a flawed premise. Okay, so which is this premise that you can control the how. This has got to be the number one concept that is agreed upon with all these different philosophies, law of attraction, manifestation, religion, is that you cannot control the how. I don't care if you say like it's a person, it's not a how. No, it's still a how. It's still the vehicle for the manifestation of the thing that you want, which is a loving and fulfilling relationship with all the things that you have always wanted from that relationship. Okay, that is still a how. But in our brains we separate it, right? We're like, oh, it's a person, it's not a how. No, it's still a how. Okay, if you want $100,000, that $100,000 can come to you in multiple ways. It can be an inheritance that you get told about from somebody comes to inform you about, and like, hey, you inherited this money. It can be a job. It can be a business that is the vehicle for this money coming to you. and it comes to you in, maybe somebody can drop a wad of cash in front of your door. Like, these are all different avenues, different ways for you to get the same thing, the same experience, which is the experience of abundance, of financial abundance, right? And so my point is, if somebody dropped $100,000 in front of your doorstep tomorrow, you wouldn't sit there and say to yourself, oh, but I wanted to win the lottery. Get it? Get it? Like, yeah, you want to sit there and be like, well, but I wanted my Aunt, like, Lizzie's inheritance. You would just be like, holy shit, I got $100,000. Okay. Same thing for the person. It's the exact same thing. We get all confused, our emotions, we get attached. And so it's the exact same thing. So if you're sitting there and you're pining after this one person and you're wondering how to get that person back, and you're focusing your attention and you're kind of trying to manifest this person back into your life in other ways, like you're thinking about it and you're just kind of like, oh, I'm going to try to let it go. But in the letting go, you're actually thinking more and more about it. First of all, that's not going to happen anyway. It's not going to happen like that. Or if it does happen, they're going to come back into your life in this weird way, or they're going to come back and they're going to leave, and it's going to be the same dynamic you've always had. And oftentimes when we get hung up on someone in this way, it means that we manifested them from a place of lack, from a place of not really having integrated certain parts of ourselves. Which means that the moment you try to let go and you're continuing on your journey, you're evolving and you're whatever. I hate this phrase too, but let's just call it like raising your vibration. I hate it. I'm going to come up with a whole lexicon that's different from all that shit because I hate these words, but you're raising your vibration, right? And this person comes back into your life because when you raise your vibration, you become very attractive to everything and everyone. This person, because they are this echo from your past, they have the ability to kind of like drag you back into it. So you manifested this person from this place of lack, so to speak, or some issue or some perceived not enoughness within ourselves. And let's say that you go through and you're actually starting to do the work and you're starting to release and you're starting to let go. And let's say you're actually doing that successfully. Most people can't get to that point because when you set the intention of manifesting a specific person, it's going to make it that much more difficult to get to that point. Most people don't get to that point, but let's say that you do. And let's say this person comes back into your life. There is a high chance that they will wrangle you back to where you were before. That person can still, in the early stages, embody a lot of the old beliefs you had. They can embody a lot of the old dynamics you had, and they can restrict your growth. And that is the opposite of the highest purpose that we come to this planet with, which is to grow. And so that is why it will never work out in that kind of dynamic, because as long as some person is restricting your growth, that relationship will never work out. Or if it will, it'll be deeply unhappy, and it will not be the full manifestation, realization of what you're looking for. Oh, but it's just, oh, Sophia, I'm just like this random Reddit, person who's been listening to way too many manifestation videos. Oh no, it's like in 3D, you just tweak it, you just tweak all these things. So this is their mouth. No, you just gotta tweak inside and then it changes in the 3D. Yes and no. The outside is the manifestation of the inner. So if your inner is clinging to someone, if your inner is not letting a certain someone or situation go, then your outside is going to reflect that, and most likely in that person. So there's a couple of things that may be working against us with this situation. I don't mean that negatively, but I'm trying to work with words, and it's difficult to explain these things with words. So first of all, you're clinging to the person. You're not going through the journey of growth, of learning to let go of certain things, and maybe there's things that you need to develop certain sense of security and self-worth within yourself. So there's that. And you're also diminishing the journey that we came here to take, which could be one where you're meant to learn certain lessons with this person. And namely, I think when it comes to relationships that don't work, it's mainly about letting go and finding self-sufficiency and self-love within ourselves. Oh my God, that is a big sneeze just there. That's weird. So learning self-sufficiency and self-love within ourselves, so that finally we can come across the version of this person or the version of your partner who will reflect back to you all that self-love that you've cultivated and that inner grounding. So anyway, it's a really long way of saying that I think the whole premise of tweaking, of trying to like manifest an SP, it's like you're changing, I don't know what people envision. It's like you're like changing your, I don't know, like your thinking, and you're like envisioning them different, but in a kind of obsessive thinking, like you're still holding on. And you're still holding on to the version of themselves that caused you all those problems to begin with. That's a big one, right? The very fact that you're holding on to that version of this person is an indicator that you are clinging to some unhealthy dynamics. Because when you think about it, if you really think about it, a lot of us, when we cling and we hope and we pray for someone to come back into our lives, if you ask us about it, well, you know, what do you want? What do you really want? And you start to explain, oh, I want them to come back, but I want it to be like this. I want them to come back, but I want them to be this certain way. And at some point, I think for a lot of us, it's like you're talking about all these changes you want this person to do or to make. And it's like you're almost talking about a different person. You're almost talking about a different person at that point. Do you understand? You don't, why, if you need this person to change so much in order to get what you want from them, because let's be honest, that's what we're talking about getting what we want from them. Just let it go. Let it go and try to envision something even better with someone who is completely different, who can more easily be brought forth into your life to fulfill those needs for you. I had, my shitty video that I filmed a while back about the same topic. I'm not sitting there in front of my computer looking at the shitty video and trying to envision how it'll just magically like change overnight, or I'm gonna like look at it and see it and it's gonna like be different magically. I was like, I'm gonna refilm this video. And now, this time around, it's actually so much better. Like, I have had some experience filming videos at this point, and now I'm a lot more calm talking to the camera. I have a lot more of a flow going with my ideas and my thoughts, and I've had time for this topic to crystallize in my mind. And it's almost like that video, that wasn't supposed to be it. That was not the video. But it did trigger some things when I looked at it, and I was like, it would be so much better if I did it like this. And it would be so much better hitting it from this angle now instead of this angle. Like, this is going to be a lot more impactful for people, I think, than the first version of the video I filmed. So, right, I'm going to come back to the money, the whatever, the $100,000 wad of cash idea, right? Say, you thought somebody gave you like a wad of $100,000 wad of cash. You're like, yay, that's great. I got money, but then it turned out it's like you go through the bills and then you realize like a lot of them are, or like the bills are like fake, It's like counterfeit bills. Like, it's not the $100,000 you thought. You're not gonna sit there and look at it, the wad of cash, and try to will it to be real money. I dislike the way that a lot of these spiritual concepts are presented in, it's not even mainstream media. It's like mainstream YouTube media is getting littered with these law of attraction concepts. It's like, oh, you know, if you want like a car, you just gotta like envision it. I'm like, well, yes, but also no. There's a lot of other things that are going into our lives and our paths, and it's not that simple. It is, but it's not, because we have paths, we have a past, we have a history, we have higher purposes for our lives than just like, oh, creating like $100,000 or a car. We came here for specific purposes, higher purposes than just, oh, I want to make this, I want to make that, oh, let's make this happen, let's see if we can make that happen, let's create this, let's create that. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, that definitely happens. But the higher purpose and path needs to be honored first. And I think this is the missing piece. I really do, you guys. I really do. I've struggled so hard with all these concepts for so long in my life. And when I finally started to integrate these different ideas of, yes, we came here to create amazing things that we want, but also we came here to follow a path and a purpose and a specific outline for our lives that our soul keeps track of. I feel like that's when things started to really click for me. That's when it started to like ding, 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 ding. You know, it's your path will never support you obsessing over the creation of a certain thing. It never will. It never will, because we're so much bigger than that. We're so much higher than that. Anyway, I hope this helped someone somewhere digest this topic. I really hope this will help someone stop pining over a specific person who let them down or lived their lives, or they're coming in and out and they're all about accept, committed, and in a great relationship with you. I hope that helped you. I really do. I hope it helps you move on to bigger and better things.